What is up, y'all? This has been wild recently as we have been working towards getting a lot of sailing stuff done, and just the weeks with Thanksgiving and everything coming up, we are behind on delivering you guys a video. So I hope you guys enjoy what we did. This was probably like 2.5 weeks ago that we did a lot of this stuff. So there's been so many updates since then. So as you guys are watching this, I know there's been lots of extra things that have come out, but we're finally just getting around to putting this whole thing together. And we've just done a lot of AFK because then I was looking at the next week's videos and there's not a lot there for you. So we're going to have a big gap skip here for you guys, and I apologize. But yeah, I'll preface with this. This is a grindy skill. But looking ahead to next week's video, it does get a little bit more fun. A little more chaos, a little more fun. Don't give up yet. So, check it out. See what we get to. See how much fun we have in this new boss. And at the very end, go check out our guide on how to do the new Griffin. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Iron Men are said to stand alone, but three brothers chose a different path. And so the group Iron Man adventure had begun, until one by one, they turned away. And so today, he walks alone. This is SpicyIron Adventures. Well, we are starting up with a big adventure over to Civitas Illifortis. But here you have it, some Krakens that can shoot electricity, apparently. So we're going to try to steer clear of those dudes. But, we're going to try to get over here and just see how far away everything is. I think that's some reef or some swamp. We don't want to go through there. I don't know. I'm worried that at some point I'm going to get inoculated, if that's the right word. But yeah, check out and see how well we do this week as we continue on with our sailing adventure. Who knows? Maybe this is where we start our first death. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Civitas Illifortis. That trip wasn't too bad. Just a beautiful sail out on the sea. But I will say this has got to be the coolest port that we have pulled into yet in this game. I like that a lot. I like how they designed that. It reminds me a lot of like Age of Mythology kind of stuff. But yeah, let's get up here. Try to get up here real quick and grab our stuff out of the cargo hold. And let's unload the boat, baby. Unload the boat. There we go. Second delivery. That should give us a level. Better give us a level. Thank you, sailor. There we go. 44 sailing. We can now do mithril salvaging hooks. So that'll be a nice. And you can now dock your boat at the Sunset Coast after completing Children of the Sun, which we've done all that stuff, man. But more importantly, we are one level away now from doing the final quest and getting our blessed quest cape back at 45 sailing. So we will what do you call it, keep grinding here, and then let's get to that quest tonight. Another little tidbit for you guys, if you haven't yet, you can get a salvaging basically desk on your boat from what I'm hearing, and it is located right over here. So if you come around, bring your shovel and just dig right there, and you get yourself a little key. And then after that, we're going to head right over to where our boat's at. And we will go ahead and use that key on Chinchampa Island. And then that should give us the salvaging desk or whatever they're freaking calling it. And that should give us a little bit more AFK time, which is what we are all about in this game. Here we go. And this is where we bring in that key. Oh, I didn't mean to tap off of that, but sorry. But you do get that salvaging thing there. So, salvaging station unlocked. Let's read this. You read the schematic. It details how to build a salvaging station on boats. You take in everything schematic and covers, and then discard it. Alright, so what we're going to do here now is we will go run back over, build a cooking spot. That's pretty cool. We'll have to come back. Chart remains. What is this? I've already charted this. Oh, I've already gone over this as I drove by. Alright, cool. Anyways, let's board here. Let's head back to Port Piscarillos and see if we can add that piece to our charting boat here real quick, and then or not to our charting boat, but to our salvaging, setup. So that way we can start doing a little more salvaging, and then we'll add that mithril salvaging hook too. And that'll just make the AFK timers real nice for when we're busy. Here we go, baby. Got my salvaging station. Now we're going to modify my salvaging hook to the mithril one right here. And we're golden, baby. That boat is coming along, so that'll give us a lot more AFK stuff. We got our iron cannon, so we actually need to go make some steel bars for the future because I'm completely and totally out. But I do want to try to go out and do a little bit of salvaging while I work on last week's video. So let's knock some of that out here real quick and see what we can come up with before we start our next quest. Boom, bam. That is level 45 sailing. That is the milestone we've been going for. Summer Shore, Little Pearl. And what's more important is we can go to the Troubled Tortugans, which means we are getting our quest cape back tonight, boys. Boom, dude. That's freaking nice. I got the boat bottle empty. It's a, what is that? 1 in 513, man. I can't get a 1 in 225, but I can get a 1 in 513 collection log. Okay, so what we did was we just actually looked up what this boat bottle is. So it's not like something for rum or anything, because I was thinking we could just toss that into like the rum in there or whatever. But no, this right here, actually, you can put your boat in a bottle. It's a one-time transportation use, so you can get a bunch of these and just stock them up if you get them. But whenever you're trying to just take your boat to another port instead of paying for it, which is not that expensive, and it may get more expensive later on, but like when I jumped from what was it, Port Piscarilius or whatever, back over here to Pandemonium, it cost me 4,600 GP. Like, this is nothing, but still free if you do it in there. So that's a pretty cool item, man. Who knows, if things get more expensive, I guess it pays off even more. Yes, dude, we finally got 3 hemp seeds. Oh my goodness, that was the whole reason we've been here the whole time. So now let's go plant these suckers here in a minute, and we will knock that out, and then after that, bro, we're going to go do the next quest. But freaking finally. Hey, yo, another new item alert. We just got the Sailor's Amulet Inert. So let's take a quick peek-see at what that does. Sailor's Amulet. Allows player to teleport to Pandemonium, Port Roberts, and Deepfin Point. The Port Roberts and Deepfin Point destination require players to find a sailor's mark in those areas before being able to teleport there. Uses 1 charge per teleport. 10 charges can be added by using a law rune, and then 10 water runes. Okay, so it's kind of like the bones thing with the other one. For a maximum of 10,000, cannot be uncharged. Rune saving equipment such as water staff cannot be used to decrease costs. It makes sense. Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome, man. Well, another thing that we need to kind of work towards there, I guess, is getting those marks. Keeping them on locking. All right, we have officially made it over here, so let's talk to the injured turtle. Hello, that's a pretty nasty looking injury guy there. I'm fine, please leave me alone. No one gives a rip. Let's get through. Yes, we want to start the Troubled Tortugans quest. Let's get her done, baby. We're coming up to the final cutscene here. We have been just kind of moseying through this quest. It's a pretty easy quest line here, but I think we're coming up to the final battle. And you get to rock it out with this freaking sick looking turtle shell, man. So I wonder if when we fight this boss in the future, if that's something we have to do. So we're just going to blunt force this puppy, I guess. I'm assuming everything's just, I don't know, I didn't really actually look anything up. I'm assuming we can just blunt force this thing and just pray from it and be good to go. But I brought some food in case he had moves like that where he may be able to do some other damage. Or something. Should I move? Oh. Yeah, that looked dangerous. I'm glad I moved. There we go. Look at that, see? You're learning stuff today. Oh, what the heck? Oh my golly almighty, 56. What the heck was that, dude? Okay, so there you go. I don't know. Maybe don't stand next to the tornadoes. Rule of thumb. Excellent. The beast is truly dead. Alright, so once we get back to the main, we go here and we're going to talk to the elder, let him know everybody's safe, let him know about that ship that we saw. And come on. I might just do that. We will talk again soon. Boom, bam, dude. 10,000 sailing experience. Holy cow, dude. 8,000 Slayer. Let's go. The Slayer does nothing for me, but that gives us 48 sailing now. Let's freaking go. You can now take your boat in a mahogany hull. Man, I want the mahogany hull. Let's go, dude. We'll go down here and work on that. But more importantly, we are back to having access to our quest cape again, boys. It can only be gone for so long. But we're done. We could finish sailing right here. I don't give a rip. Just kidding. We're going to keep going. But, dude, stoked to get all those done. So, let's try to get the sailing up to base 70s at least, if not 80, if we can help it. And then we'll get back to our normal grinds, I guess. Boom. Just hit level 50 sailing. So that means that we can now captain a sloop, which means it's time to upgrade this boat, own 3 different boats, and dock at Void Knight's Outpost, and Port Roberts, and recruit Captain Syed. Well, now that we've gotten our new ship, I thought that I was going to just, rock this out real quick, throw a few things. I made my list over here on the right side again. Joke's on me. You're not just making normal mahogany hull parts here. You are making, greater mahogany hull parts. So 5 mahogany planks makes a mahogany hull part, and then you take those mahogany hull parts. Actually, if I was smart, I probably would have just been doing it like this. Or maybe I'll do this going forward. Then you come back here, and then you take that, and then you make large mahogany hull parts with those, and those make 1. That's probably what I should have been doing this whole time. But yeah, this is gonna be a bear. Let's go ahead and just do this here, so that way I'm not taking myself off here in a little bit. Alright, well, we are going to try to get ourselves a crew member here. So we're up here talking to Jobless Jim. And, fellow sailor, okay. Sounds good. Why don't you join my crew? Aye, governor. Bound to make sums with you, ain't I? You recruit Jobless Jim as crew member. He heads off in search of your boat. Perfect. There we go. So that should put him on our boat. I wonder now, does that put him on every single boat you own? Like he just kind of bounces around to which boats? Or do you have to have the right boat in the right port? Be interesting to find out. But that's one of them. Now we're going to head down south a little bit and get the next guy now that we have upgraded our ship almost completely. We still got to wait for that hemp to grow so that we can make our sails again. But other than that, we're pretty squared away here. But let's move on and go get ourselves another guy. We're going to try and release our first ducky after the quest here. So let's track the ducky. Also, I don't know really what Jobless Jim is supposed to do, but I'm a control freak, so it's not like he's going to be working my boat very much with controlling it or steering it. Oh my goodness, this is a big boat to try to get in there. Reverse, reverse, the ducky's getting away. Jump. Alright, let's try this again. Oh no, the duck's still over there. We're good. Alright, here we go. We're gonna overtake. Let's lower our speed here. Can't overtake your ducky, y'all. Never overtake the ducky. I want to trim my sails, but I don't want to overtake the ducky. Alright, buddy. So my real question is, what do the duckies actually do? I don't know. If you know, leave it in the comments. Alright? Collect the current duck. Test the current south of smells. So is it just finding currents? I don't know. One more thing left to do at the Bay of Sarum. Let's see where we can find it. Well, that handles the Bay of Sarum, so that's one thing checked off. You'll notice we did have to go switch our boats
the big boat was not gonna fit in back in this little like ring around the rosy thing. So if you haven't gone around, there's one on the other side of the wizard's tower. You want to do it while you're just running your little raft here, otherwise it will not work. Also, if you guys notice here, let's see if I can catch it before they run away. If you hit these little water things, it's not water things at all, it's wind, and you can keep trimming your sails and getting extra boost over and over again if you catch these things perfectly. So something to be on the lookout for while you are sailing. It definitely makes things a whole lot nicer and quicker as far as getting things. So just a fun little helpful tip for you. What is this, dude? I think I saw somebody talking about this before. Oh my goodness, I thought it was a joke. Dude, we've got ourselves a new pet that's on our boat. This is dope. I totally thought somebody just photoshopped that sucker onto their boat. That is absolutely hilarious, dude. Let's freaking go. I wonder if he'll switch boats with me now. Let's see. Talk to Castaway. Woof. Is he gone? I think it's just because we released him back. So maybe it's not a pet at all. But still, that's freaking hilarious, dude. Let's see here. The Death Oyster. That freaking ship is the best name ever, dude. Yeah, so he's not going to join me on this boat now. We just returned him home. But still, dude, pick up those castaways, boys.
Well, we got ourselves a Kraken task, and that is our Trident of the Seas unlock. So we now have our own one of those, which is freaking nice to add to the collection log there. Now, the reason we were doing that is because we are really trying to get this Shellbane Griffin task, and we finally have gotten it. We did a bunch of skips. We spent way too many points. I think it was like 600 points. Did the Kraken task because we wanted to get some of those unlocks, but we finally have our first Griffin task. So now it's time to figure out what this boss is all about.
Man, for those of you guys who have really been working on sailing and stuff, and you finished that Tortugan quest, I highly recommend you guys taking a little break and coming over and just farming these guys. I definitely spent way too many Slayer points on getting this, but I really badly wanted to try out this new Griffin boss, and man, it only took a few tries to really kind of perfect this thing. Like, you don't go through that much resources at all. I honestly, I think what I'll probably do is I'll switch to using up some of my lobster and use some lower level food, because you're not taking that much damage here, and it's so easy just to dodge all of his attacks and stuff like that. That's about the only time you'll take random damage, and then if you misclick that, so you get that splatter there. But definitely tons and tons of loot. This will be the best way, honestly. I think this is going to be your way to get your adamant and rune cannonballs instead of just making them. You're just going to come here and farm these guys, and he's simple enough. If you have the right gear set up here, which if you check out, I actually put together a guide. I'll link it here at the end of the video on how to do it. But if you have the right gear set up, you really can knock this thing out with some easy to get stuff for like low level Ironman, dude. Like, it's just, this is something that when you're first starting off, I really think you could take this thing out without much issues. So, but lots of good rewards coming from this guy. That's just grindy stuff. Now we're trying to get that Bell's Folly because I want to take that to TOA, and we'll try to use that before I go back to TOA next time and just see what a difference it makes. But definitely stoked. But make sure you check out the video on the how-to guide for the early Iron Man, and take a look at, you know, what kind of gear we can get away with here.
Well, this is going to be our final KC here, though. But this should put us, what is that, 191, I think is what we get. We started off with 147 we were supposed to do. So it's not too bad. We got some good use, but that's exactly why you want to make sure you are using that, what's it called? The little gloves that extend everything out. That's why you use them, because, again, this is a 1 in 400 drop we're going for. We didn't get squat deadly from it except for a lot of cannonballs, a lot of alkaballs. We made some money, but yeah, let's get out of here, and then we'll slowly try to get over to it. But I'll show you a quick look at his drop table here. So Bell's Folly is really what you're going for. Pet over there, and then the jar, which I'm not worried about that kind of stuff.
Well, Thanksgiving is finally over, and we have done so much AFK that we have gotten ourselves at level 56, which means we can do Jubilee trials now. But we still have yet to finish up or even come close to finishing the Marlin challenge here. So I figured we would jump back on our skiff and take off and do the Marlin challenge. The problem is, I am so stinking bad at this crap, like I'm already gonna get hit by a storm here, that I can't ever actually end up getting the stinking things done in the timely manner because I'm always missing these boxes. So I think what we're gonna do this time around, we're gonna go closest to furthest, because what I've been doing is furthest to closest, and see if that just makes a difference in my head. Like, I don't know what is wrong with me, but we're gonna give this a shot here. See if we can't just make this work here real quick. Well, we had 2 tight turns that time that I think screwed the pooch, and now we get hit by my first storm here. Frickin' A, dude. All right. Can we make up the time? 10 seconds? I don't think it's possible. Oh, I hate these trials, dude. Oh, how I hate them. By the way, I turned on whatever that update was. This is hellish, bro. How many stupid things they highlight in this game now. I lost my highlight on my sales, so I have to actually watch for the sales, dude. What the frick is this? Bro, we're going to literally come down to the wire here because I crashed into a pile of rocks, and I think I effed up on that crash there. Can we get it? Throw it! Throw it! Throw it! Dang it. Alright, I'm not trying to jinx it or anything, but this is our last crate. After I've been complaining this whole frigging time. We're on the last crate. Let's hit these puppies and get the freak out of this place. And then we can go get pissed off at the Jubbly trials after this. Throw it. Trim the sails. Chuck it. Chuck it. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness. Ralph's fabric. Was that even worth it? What does Ralph's fabric even do? It's not going to tell me. What? Oh my gosh. What is it? Alright, fine, we'll look at this way. Google Ralph's fabric OSRS. Storm chaser flag. Okay, so it's just for a stupid flag. I did all that for a flag. I hate myself. Okay, screw it, who cares? I did it for experience. 1250. Let's go learn how to do Jubbly trials. You know what? I think we were gonna end it there because in order to do Jubbly Jive, we have to go all the way over to get an inoculation station in this puppy. Do that for fun. But yeah, we have to go get an inoculation station. So in order to do that, I was trying to look it up here real quick. Boat facilities. Is it under that? Yeah, inoculation station with 37 construction, which is fine. We need Recklam's Balm, which I think those are going to be Rogue's Purse and Snakeweed, which I don't think I have any of that. So I've got to go gather a whole bunch of resources. So I think we'll end this week's sailing adventures there. I say that was a pretty good outcome. But yeah, man. Let me know how you guys are enjoying everything and sailing. We're officially a week and some change in, I guess. I'm slowing down, dudes. I'm slowing down. I know a lot of people are really enjoying this, but I think I want to go back to some other grinds. But I did say I wanted to try to get base 80s, so I may try to knock that out here, at least get to 80 sailing. Maybe. Ooh, that sounds awful to do, dudes. But yeah. I'm thinking with my buddy down there. He said he's about to take a hiatus. Ooh, I think sailing might be a fun little thing for when we're doing video creation and we need something to AFK. But oh my gosh, we're grinding, y'all. That's exactly what this game's all about. And hey, who knows? Maybe when we get into this later, it'll be a lot more fun. We can start deep sea trolling with our boats. I don't know. But let me know how you guys like it. Thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Shoots!